The Tree of Wisdom, a grandfather's lesson. In a village nestled between mountains, rivers, and lush green fields, there lived a young boy named Rahul. Rahul was a curious, energetic child who loved exploring the world around him. His days were filled with running through the open fields, climbing trees, and chasing butterflies. But more than anything, Rahul loved spending time with his wise old grandfather, Grandpa Mohan. Grandpa Mohan had lived in the village all his life. He was respected by everyone for his vast knowledge, calm demeanor, and life experiences. His face was weathered by time, and his eyes always twinkled with kindness. Every evening, after Dahod had exhausted himself playing outside, he would come and sit next to his grandfather, asking him endless questions about the world. One evening, as the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the village, Rahul sat beside his grandfather on the porch. The cool breeze carried the scent of jasmine, and the distant sound of birds returning to their nests could be heard. Rahul, deep in thought, asked, "Grandpa, why is it that sometimes I feel confused and I don't know what the right thing to do is? How do you always seem to know what's right?" Grandpa Mohan smiled, his face lighting up as he looked at his young, inquisitive grandson. He took a deep breath and said, "Rahul, wisdom doesn't come from knowing all the answers. It comes from understanding life, from experience, and most importantly, from patience." Rahul frowned a bit, not fully understanding what his grandfather meant. "Patience? But I don't like waiting, Grandpa. I want to know everything now," he exclaimed. Grandpa Mohan chuckled softly and said, "Let me tell you a story, my dear boy." He leaned back in his chair, eyes gazing at the fading horizon. Rahul listened intently, eager to learn the lesson his grandfather was about to share. "Many years ago, when I was about your age, I had the same questions. I was always in a hurry, always wanting answers, always eager to prove myself. One day, my own grandfather took me to the forest. He pointed to a large tree, tall and strong, with thick branches that seemed to touch the sky. I admired the tree and asked him how it became so strong and tall. My grandfather smiled and told me to sit with him under the tree. He said, 'This tree wasn't always this mighty, Mohang. It began as a small seed, but it didn't rush to grow tall. It took its time, endured storms, winds, and droughts. The tree didn't resist the challenges. It adapted. When the winds blew, it bent but didn't break. When the rains came, it soaked up the water, sending its roots deep into the earth to find strength." Rahul listened closely, his curiosity piqued. Grandpa Mohan continued, "My grandfather told me that life is much like that tree. If we face challenges with patience and adaptability, we grow stronger, just like the tree. But if we are impatient, if we try to fight every storm or rush to grow, we may lose our way. Wisdom comes when we learn to bend without breaking and when we understand that everything takes time." Rahul thought for a moment and asked, "But, Grandpa, how do I know when to bend and when to stand tall?" Grandpa Mohan smiled. "That, Rahul, is the essence of wisdom. It's not about knowing everything. It's about understanding yourself and the world around you. Sometimes you will need to stand firm, like the trunk of the tree, against challenges. Other times, you will need to be flexible, like the branches swaying in the wind. Life will teach you when to do each, but only if you listen closely, observe, and learn." The young boy's face lit up with newfound understanding, but he still had one more question. "How do I learn to listen to life, Grandpa?" Grandpa Mohan looked at him with love and said, "By being still, by watching, by being patient. Every day is a lesson, Rahul. The birds, the trees, the river, they all have something to teach us if we take the time to observe. Wisdom isn't a destination, it's a journey. As you grow, you'll make mistakes, and that's okay. Each mistake is a step toward understanding life better." Rahul sat quietly for a while, thinking about his grandfather's words. The gentle breeze rustled the leaves above them, and the world seemed to move in harmony. "So, you are saying it's okay if I don't know everything right now?" Rahul asked, breaking the silence. Grandpa Mohan chuckled. "Exactly, my boy. Wisdom is not about having all the answers immediately. It's about being open to learning from life's experiences, both good and bad. The tree didn't grow tall overnight, and neither will you. But if you remain patient, grounded, and willing to learn, you'll grow into someone wise and strong." As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Rahul felt a sense of peace wash over him. He hugged his grandfather tightly and whispered, "Thank you, Grandpa. I think I'm starting to understand." Grandpa Mohan patted Rahul's head gently. "Good. Remember, wisdom comes to those who are patient, who listen, and who grow with life's lessons." That evening, Rahul felt as if a small seed of wisdom had been planted within him. He didn't have all the answers, but he knew that with time, patience, and his grandfather's guidance, he would grow strong, just like the tree. "Thank you,